Welcome. We are a mother-daughter podcast about all things surrogacy. Together, we have brought 8 beautiful babies into this world, and we would like to share through education and knowledge about surrogacy with those who want to educate themselves on the topic. This is Stop.Sit.Surrogate.
Have you ever thought about growing your family but aren't sure what your options are? Or maybe you're someone who wants to help others experience the joy of parenthood? That's where Northwest Surrogacy Center comes in. Northwest Surrogacy Center is a full-service surrogacy agency that guides intended parents and surrogates through every step of the journey, with compassion, transparency, and personalized care. From matching to legal support to emotional wellness, they make what can feel overwhelming feel deeply human and supported. Whether you're considering surrogacy to grow your family or you're ready to become a surrogate yourself, Northwest Surrogacy Center is there to walk beside you every step of the way. Visit northwestsurrogacycenter.com. That's nwsurrogacycenter.com to learn more and take the first step towards something truly life-changing. Northwest Surrogacy Center. Love makes families. Surrogacy makes babies.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Stop.Sit.Surrogate with Kennedy and Ellen. Today, I am podcasting with my 2 daughters. One is my co-host and the other one's our guest. We're going to let her introduce herself. Take it away, Amanda.
Hi, I'm Amanda Henninger. I am Ellen's second born and Kennedy's older sister by 4-ish years.
Yeah.
Happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
So nice. Thanks
This
for
is gonna be so fun and maybe a little weird, but super fun. Okay, so we'll start off with probably just talking about how. So you're 4 years older than me, and I was 5 when Mom started surrogate. Right, I was 5.
Yep.
So you were 9, pushing 10.
Yeah, I think I was
remember?
I think I was in 4th or 5th grade. I distinctly remember a lot about the triplet pregnancy, which was obviously the second one, because I think I was in like 6th grade at that point. I remember a lot. I'm sure I remember more than you.
Oh, for
because
sure.
you were a small child, but yeah, I remember a lot. I remember Mom first talking to us about wanting to do it. I remember many conversations with friends and community members who maybe didn't understand what was happening. Yeah, I remember a lot.
You as a child had those conversations with friends and community members?
Yeah, I mean, I won't like name names,
you don't have to them. Yeah, were they teachers? Were they
some teachers? Yeah, for sure. Friends at school who just didn't really understand what it was, understandably so.
Sure.
Well, I distinctly remember in 6th grade, our teacher, who was wonderful,
yes,
it was a wonderful man. He said, if anybody wants to have their parents come in to do like a talk and explain to the class what they do for work, like just come up, let me know. And like I obviously knew that you had a 9-to-5 job and like this was not your quote unquote work. But I think I just kind of wanted to see what he would say. And so I went up to him like at a recess one time and I was like, hey, I'd love to have my mom come in and talk to everybody. And he was like, sure, what does she do? And I was like, well, it's called surrogacy. And I gave like a cute little spiel. And I remember his sweet little face. I shouldn't have put him in that position because I knew the answer would be no.
Oh,
but
really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I never knew of this.
Like, of course. And I think I remember like coming home and telling you, Mom, and you kind of like hand waved it, like, of course, Amanda. But I remember like seeing the panic in his eyes of like, what do I say to this 11-year-old girl who like just wants her mom to come in and like other students' parents have come in. And so he compared it to a rodeo. And he was like, well, if there was someone's parent who worked at a rodeo, but other parents really didn't like rodeos and they really had a lot of strong feelings about rodeos, I wouldn't want to bring that parent in who does rodeos because it could cause problems. with other parents. I think that's a terrible analogy, but the poor man was on this terrible, but the poor man was on the spot. So we'll let it slide.
I will interject here. You had a 6th grade party extravaganza in the parking lot where parents would come and set up booths for your 6th grade party, and you guys would go around to the different booths. And this was June. I was delivering them in August. So I was very pregnant.
Massively pregnant.
And we set up a karaoke booth.
I do remember this. Yeah.
Yes. And the kids just couldn't wait to get to our booth because All the Small Things was like the biggest.
Yeah. From Blink-182.
Oh my God. And all these kids were singing it and having a great time. We couldn't get them to move to the next section, but here I am with my big old belly and, you know.
Right. Yeah. And so people saw you, kids would see you, and like people would ask me, or like friends' parents would ask me, like, are you excited for like your brother or sister, or brothers and sisters? And I was like, actually. And so there were definitely, it was definitely a bit of a like forced growing up where like I had to be able to have those conversations with not only my peers, but with adults, and to explain to them like the science behind it and actually what was happening.
Well,
because they think that like mom is giving up my brother or sister.
Yeah. Right. Because that wasn't, IVF really wasn't talked about much back then.
And even if it was, I still think people just didn't understand the science behind it. And they didn't understand like, how could you, especially if they knew it was for gay men, which that was a whole other.
That was a whole other thing.
Can of worms. But even if they knew it was for gay men, they're like, well, clearly there wasn't an egg there. Right. So clearly it must have been Ellen. So clearly, and I do remember a couple of adults thinking like, oh, Amanda's misinformed. Like Amanda clearly doesn't understand what's happening. Like they were kind of like, okay, honey, like that's not how it works. Like, because they just didn't understand. And like, luckily I was secure enough in my own knowledge of the process to not like freak out at, you know, them misunderstanding me. But
so,
it was not straightforward.
Well, and I want to ask then, so because you just said like you were confident in your own knowledge of it, so like how did you get the knowledge of it? Like you said in the beginning, like, mom had conversations with us. Obviously I don't remember these conversations, so like there weren't books at the time, you know, so like do you remember the conversation?
No, you guys have helped change that. No, so I do. So a couple things. I remember the night, maybe it wasn't the first time you brought it up to Mike, mom, your husband, my stepdad, but it was certainly the first time Brett and I had heard about it. Mm-hmm. And I remember Mike had a lot of feelings and emotions, and there was tension.
There was.
And I remember Brett was not having it. Yeah. He was like 3.5 years older than me. So he was, you know, preteen, teenage-ish. Yeah. And he was not having it. He was like, this is no. And I remember, I mean, I was like in my bunk bed. We were all just kind of like yelling round table. Yep.
The D word was thrown out several times.
Oh, was it? I don't remember that.
Oh, several times.
Yikes.
Was I there?
I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
You were
probably
young,
sleeping.
So you might have been out playing with stuff or watching TV, you know.
You weren't actively involved in the conversation. But I remember I remember like a lot of kind of like raised voices, tension. And I remember saying to you, mom, like we were all just like peppering you with arguments and like reasons against, and you were just like knocking them back, like no. And my big thing was like, well, because again, I just didn't understand what we were talking about. My big thing was like safety, and is this even, not necessarily just you, just like, is this even safe to do? And so I remember asking like, okay, so they're going to take someone else's egg and someone else's sperm and they're going to mix it together. What if that egg or that sperm has an illness or some type of disease or something, and then they put it in you and now you're going to get sick? Like what are we talking about? And I do remember you gave me a look when I said that. And I was like, you probably think I'm so stupid. No. And you were like, no, I'm sitting over here wondering how you got so smart to ask such a an intelligent question. Yeah. Seriously. And so that was the first of many conversations, I think. But I think really that experience and like that first conversation is kind of in and of itself, in a nutshell, like what it really is. Anytime someone's exposed to surrogacy, like you just don't understand it, and we tend to fear what we don't understand.
Mhm.
And so once we understand what's happening, it's less scary and
Yeah.
it doesn't seem quite so foreign. And yeah, and I definitely remember the argument, or I guess mom's reasoning, resonating with me that she was adopted, which I had always known,
Right.
and that because you were adopted, you wanted to help another family in a similar way that you could, by giving them a child
Mhm.
that they could
Genetically
not
attached.
otherwise, who was
Right.
genetically attached to them and who that they could not otherwise have.
Right.
And so I just, when you put it in that light of like, I just want to help people
Yes.
Mhm.
have a family, I was like, okay, and you're not gonna be unsafe about it. Okay, great, super weird, but like live your life.
Yeah.
There you go.
And I remember you reassuring us that like it's like we didn't have to do anything. We weren't like, no responsibility was on us.
Right.
And yeah, it was an adjustment to get used to at first, just because literally had never heard of such a concept.
Right.
Um, but like once it was explained to me,
Yeah.
it
Then
was easy enough to like move forward.
right. Well, my God, my mind's like going like 16 different directions because it's so interesting. It's so funny because like we grew up together. We've been doing this podcast for 4 years. Never have I like been like, Amanda, what was your experience like? Because like
I know no one asks Amanda, but
Had
I
an
have
experience.
knowledge.
you have, but right, you have so many more memories than I do. Like literally,
Mhm.
the only memory I have of the first journey
Yeah.
was going to NBC Suites because that's where they were staying. I think maybe it was near mom's end of the pregnancy,
Yes.
and one of the
So
dads
funny.
had the dad with blonde hair came up and he looked like a creepy man, like from the water,
And
like
you
it
were scared.
was
was scared.
petrified.
Yep.
Literally, it's
For
the
like years that scarred you. Yeah.
it scarred me, and I don't know why, but I was like 5,
Yeah.
so like
Yeah.
Yeah.
like it's just so cool because you can literally remember what it's like mom having to come home, or you didn't even come home for your first transfer, right, mom? You were at a hotel or something?
Correct. Stayed at a hotel.
I
Right.
I remember you being gone. I remember
Shots?
I definitely remember. Oh yeah, I remember the shots process. Like I wasn't involved obviously, but I remember that
Sure.
being a thing.
Mhm.
I remember with the triplets, mom,
Mhm.
it was really cute. You wanted to like do something for Jason and Terry
Yeah.
as like the holidays happened.
Mhm.
And so you were like, I'm gonna paint something holiday on my belly.
Yeah.
Oh,
No.
And
funny.
so we tried painting
Oh my God.
a shamrock
Jesus
on
Christ.
your giant belly.
Oh
Yes,
my
we did.
gosh.
And it looks so bad.
It looks so bad.
I don't think you sent that photo.
We
It
did
was
not.
it was a
I
little
think
more
those
not
photos were
safe.
burned. Yeah,
They
I
should have
didn't
been.
even remember
I
that
was
until you
gonna
just brought it
ask,
up. That's
can we have the
horrible.
photo?
No, it was
No.
bad. It was so bad.
I wish I could maybe remove it from my brain, but
Yeah, it was bad.
it was so bad. But it was a sweet gesture.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember when you delivered the
Yeah.
first baby, and I remember my dad was there watching us.
He filled in at the last minute because we were supposed to go, be induced, have a
Right.
baby, might come home, feed you guys
Yeah,
dinner, you'd be home from school, and it went south.
Yeah.
And
it
he
did
had to
not go that
stay.
way.
So he called your dad, and your dad, in a heartbeat, came over. And it
Yeah.
was,
Yeah.
I mean, he did what he had to, and he ordered pizza, I believe it was, and he got you guys settled down. And then Mike came home after I was out of
Oh,
surgery. Yeah.
well, we had a great night with my dad, and it was fine. And I remember Mike coming home and looking weird,
Yeah.
and I didn't know what that meant. I didn't know. I was like, huh, Mike looks off.
Yeah.
But he didn't say
Played it
anything to
cool.
us,
Tried to
and
portray
then
it.
played it cool. And then I remember months, years
Mhm.
later, my dad saying how much he knew at the time when
Yeah.
he was watching us, and
Mhm.
how like he had to keep it together and he had to
Yeah.
keep a straight face, which like to his credit he did, because
He
I
did.
had
No idea.
no idea that there was even a possibility that something was wrong with you.
Yeah.
And he kept it together, but he did tell me, he was like, I had the thought, like, am I gonna have to tell my kids that their mom passed away? Like, am I gonna have to break that news
Right.
to my kids?
Right.
Holy crap.
um no, so
Mm.
it was like serious.
No. And we were at a little
Also-
community hospital, and I was their first surrogate. They had no idea what to
Right.
do. And here goes this woman
Yeah.
in a just a crisis. And what the hell are you going to do with it? And they did it the best of their ability, and they pulled it through. They did.
Yeah, it was not
Scary.
not an
So
ideal situation.
You didn't know at the time that mom was like dying.
No, because I was like 9, 10, and so
Not gonna
Brett didn't
send
know.
that-
Like,
Yeah, not going to send that information
Well,
home.
no,
with
I know,
their
but like
dad.
I'm just shocked to like I get like me not knowing because I'm like 5, so like how are we gonna do that? But like
the
you
adults
did, like
knew.
14 or whatever, like not knowing for months or for years, like you said, like that was
I
pretty
mean,
under wraps.
when mom came home and it was like all said and done, I think it was kind of like, hey, that was pretty serious. Like, mom's not doing well. And then that was when you lost so much blood that you had to like beef up your iron. So you were just
Right.
like slamming kale.
I was.
Yeah. So I remember
Oatmeal,
kale, potato
iron.
skins.
Mhm. Yeah.
It was
A lot of
it was
stuff.
aggressive how much you were eating. And I was like, this looks gross, mom.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I remember the aftermath. But yeah, the adults didn't kind of like tell me what was happening in that moment until like months later. But
Wow.
so I mean, I remember that. I remember a lot of stuff, Ken.
Do you remember meeting the first couple the first time?
I don't know that I have a specific memory of meeting the first couple the first time. I have
Okay.
specific memories of like
Of
them
them?
coming to visit
Okay.
or seeing them. I knew who they were. I
Were
have
they
a
nice to you?
ton- Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I don't remember one of them being terribly warm.
Mhm. Correct.
Was that the blonde hair?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember him being terribly warm.
Yeah, he's
And I think
autistic.
looking back, I think if I had been older, I might have said like, how are you going to be with a child, sir?
Mm.
But you know, like everyone grows into parenthood in their own way, I guess. But yeah, I don't remember him being terribly warm or like good with kids.
Yeah.
Okay.
The other one was sweet and was like much
Yes.
more like willing to like get on the floor and play with us.
Yes.
I mean, I remember oodles about Jason and Terry.
Yes.
Yep.
And I do remember the third couple, Mom for You, but
Yeah.
Okay, so give me your ages. You were
I was
roughly
like 9 or 10, like 11, 12,
Okay.
because those were back to back, right,
They
Mom?
were.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I think I was like 15, 16.
Wait, so if you were 15 or 16, our brother was like adulthood, like alpha in college.
He was in college, yeah.
I literally don't remember that. That's crazy.
Yeah, I was in high school.
Yeah.
And when I was in high school, Brett was in college.
Right.
Yeah.
And I
because-
do remember this, not to just like not let you ask any questions, but this
Oh,
is
no, you're
this
fine.
is a
Go.
cute
Keep
story.
going.
So when Mom was transferring the third couple, the third journey.
The one where she loses the babies?
I lose them.
Interesting.
I lose them. I lose a set of twins.
I
And then
know.
I go in and I get pregnant again with a set of twins, and
Mhm.
one
And then you
survives,
lost one.
and one.
I don't remember which transfer of those two,
Okay.
but there was some transfer.
Mhm.
And we were supposed to find out that day, like in the afternoon, if it took. You were like going to get your blood
Oh.
results.
Okay.
And so I remember leaving 5th period biology, and I never did this. And I went to the bathroom with my cell phone, which was very not allowed.
Oh no, Amanda was very school. I was very
Rule-
like in class. Amanda was like, "Oh, I'm on time. I'm 7 minutes early.
Rule
It's great."
follower. But so like I snuck my cell phone into the bathroom and I called you and I was like, did it take? And you were like, yeah, it took. And I was so excited. And I went back to class, and like my friend who I still talk to today, actually, she was like, did it work? And I was like, it worked. And so like we had a cute little moment. So once I was a teenager, like all my friends knew and understood, and nobody thought it was weird or maybe they did, but nobody like
It was like
was
norm.
weird to me about it. Right. So yeah, I remember like being more invested in like the actual steps of the process by the third one, because like I understood we're transferring, and is it going to take, and the HCG needs to double and all that. So and I was in biology, so it was really just learning for school.
Right. And so, okay, so now I have Mom, you can pop in and ask questions anytime, but I have so many. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I'm just like, because
I'm really
like,
just telling Mom about her life. So
I know, but like all the things that I have many memories on, clearly you have a bigger picture of them. So like, for example, when mom almost died the second time with the triplets, like I just
second
remember,
time.
yeah, I just remember grandma, I was sleeping on the couch. I remember grandma came and like I just had woken up and literally she was like shutting the front door because mom was being wheeled off in like an ambulance.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
like, but you were there. Like, do you
It was
remember?
early morning.
It was early morning. I was wearing a a spaghetti strap tank top. That is relevant.
Remember
It's relevant.
Okay.
Hey,
It's relevant.
What was the color?
It was light blue.
all right.
So it was
Okay.
this is why I'm so good at holding grudges, because like I don't forget.
Yeah.
So I was wearing a blue spaghetti strap tank top, and like I was at the point where like I was starting to get some little buds, and like maybe I shouldn't have been wearing a little tank top like that. But these like 10 firemen
Yes.
come into the house and start wheeling mom out, and I just remember being like, I wish I wasn't in this particular tank top.
Yeah.
This feels skimpy.
Okay.
Concerned about you, obviously, mom.
Sure.
Of course.
But I do remember the tank top. And yeah, I remember you like being wheeled out in the gurney, and I was like, what's going on, guys?
Really?
And
Mike
I
was like
remember
flustered.
the one fireman, because you know how our bathroom's set up in the master bathroom. It's a little narrow.
Yeah.
And they tried to get the stretcher in there, and the one paramedic who was in control of me couldn't quite fit in the bathroom. And
Yeah.
right. And so they had to get me on the gurney before he really could start working on me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Working on you. I thought you were just like bleeding. Were you
I was.
unconscious?
Yeah. In and out.
Didn't know that.
That's conscious.
Mhm.
Yeah. Just a massive amount of blood. I hemorrhaged. And we've talked about that on mine.
Yeah.
And yeah. So, and I begged, please take me back to UCI, because they were going to take me to Placenta Linda.
Oh yeah, no.
Oh no.
And I said, they're still there. I just had these babies and they're still there. I need to be back there. And they called it in and they were like, oh yeah, bring her down here. And so I went there, and the couple didn't even know. The triplet dads didn't even know.
Yeah, didn't know
until blood was hung, and yeah, we were already doing that route. Yeah, because it wasn't they needed to worry about their babies, not me.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, I just remember you being taken away though. I don't really remember too much.
The severity of it, just like
that was just the one morning that Brett didn't have to get up. Amanda didn't have to get up for sports. Nobody had to get up for sports. And I was so excited to just be able to sleep. Yeah. And then that happened. I'm like, what are you?
That's how our lives work.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm curious on okay, so when mom gives birth, right? Because we talk about this, we don't talk about it as much now, but like with the closure hour, right? Right. So do you remember, clearly you do, but like, do you remember going and like meeting all the babies? Was that impactful for you? Did that help you close out the chapter for you?
We'll be right back. But first, I want to take a quick moment to talk about something close to my heart, helping families grow through surrogacy. If you've ever thought about becoming a surrogate, or if you're an intended parent ready to start your journey, Paying It Forward Surrogacy is here to guide you every step of the way. At Paying It Forward Surrogacy, you're not just a number. You're supported, celebrated, and connected with real people who've walked this path before. Whether you're just starting to explore or ready to take the next step, they'll make sure you feel informed, empowered, and cared for from day one. Visit payingitforwardsurrogacy.com to learn more. That's payingitforwardsurrogacy.com, because every journey to parenthood deserves heart, honesty, and the right support. Now let's get back to the episode.
I don't remember meeting baby one.
Correct.
Yeah,
I don't know that I did.
Okay.
Nope.
I obviously have met the triplets numerous times. I don't remember the first time I met them because they were in the NICU. That was a whole thing.
It was after a soccer game.
Oh, you remember, Mom? Okay.
Yeah, that she played in, and we all went down.
How fun. Well, I remember seeing them in the incubators,
and we got to go into the step down unit.
I don't have that memory.
Okay.
So that's funny. You think I would remember that one because that's kind of memorable, but I don't remember that one. I distinctly remember meeting baby number 3 because that one was kind of a fight.
That was a fight.
And then the nurse came in like 7 minutes early and kind of like
Oh,
ruined the end of it and was
Yep.
really weird and awkward.
wow.
I do remember meeting that baby. And actually for that one, it was um, helpful to get some closure on that because the relationship had gone so south
Yeah.
Yeah.
and we knew like we're not seeing this baby again, like we're not going to have a relationship with this baby. So it was nice for
Mhm.
me to at least just like acknowledge like, okay, here's the baby, baby's good, like mom did her part, and like go have a good life, baby.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but honestly, when I was the youngest, I,
Hmm.
I didn't meet that baby, and I don't think I really had two thoughts about it. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, mom
Yeah.
had the baby because the baby was never coming back anyway. So
Mm.
it's not like I
Right.
felt like I missed something. If I had been promised to meet the baby
Mm.
and then didn't get to,
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably
I
different.
mean that's an expectation that wasn't met, so that's different. But no, I think that one I was just like, oh, okay, mom's
Yeah.
back.
Right.
My mentality changed between number one and number two surrogacies. Number one, it was
Mm,
I'm doing this. I'm not involving any of you. It shouldn't affect your life, but it did affect
mm,
your life. And number two, no, I'm picking this couple. It's not being picked for me. My family is going to be involved. This is going to be a good journey because we're all going to benefit from it. So that's, and the third one was really just
A shit
I
show.
wanted to help somebody, but
but
I wanted to go to nursing school. So that was that one.
Yeah.
Honestly, two
yeah,
things for a reason.
and there were circumstances beyond
Yeah,
anyone's control with
Control.
with the
Yeah.
exactly.
losses. So
So we did what we did. And I was
yeah,
older too. So it was like I had to get my shot in there so I could finish that last one. It's
Right.
like,
yeah, clock was ticking.
Yeah.
yep, big time.
I'm gonna transition it now. How was it? Okay, so you were a daughter of a surrogate, right?
Mhm.
I'm gonna end this chapter like this. You're a daughter of a surrogate. Do you think that being a daughter of a surrogate, did it positively impact you? Did it negatively impact you? Did it not impact you?
I mean, obviously a positive impact. I think anytime we can get more lived experience and we can more deeply understand something that we didn't understand before, it's a positive experience. I was deeply positively impacted by the relationships we got.
Mhm.
We still talk to Jason and Terry. I mean, uh, in law school, mom, we went and got happy hour with with Jason, and
Yep.
he was asking me about like what I was going to do, and I had a job lined up, and we talked about
Mhm.
that, and he even hooked me up with uh
A
one of his
surrogate lawyer,
friends
I
who was
thought.
a
Yeah.
surrogacy attorney,
Yes.
and
So
I
funny.
went to downtown LA and like had a meeting with him to be
That's
like, hey,
right.
what's this like, because I was considering like, do I want to be a surrogacy lawyer?
Yeah.
So just like good people we met, good experiences, just a greater knowledge of like what surrogacy is, and how it works. And yeah, I really, if there was any negative, it was certainly like widely outweighed by the positive.
Totally fair.
And the Jason did send each of you when you had your
Oh yeah.
first baby huge
He
stuffed
did.
animal, like
Massive.
huge
He did.
stuffed animal.
Massive
Oh,
bear.
Like
he sent me graduation gifts.
yeah,
I
Yeah.
mean, like
they're
college, law school,
yes,
like they've really been kind of just like a like an uncle, or you
Yeah.
know,
yeah,
like
yeah,
the
Like the
family friends that
distant
you call
uncle.
an
yes,
uncle,
Yeah.
like an Aunt Sue
yes. There you
type
go.
character.
Yeah,
Um, so yeah, they're just like, and now they're adult children.
they are.
I
Like
know.
I like
Yeah.
follow them on
On
Facebook and stuff, which is really
Instagram.
weird.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, totally positive, and probably most from the good relationships that we got out of them.
Yeah.
Right.
I agree. Okay, now transitioning to now your sister is like, "Hey, I'm
Mm,
gonna be a surrogate."
yeah.
I feel like you had
At the
strong
age
feelings.
of, hold
Yeah.
on,
How
at
old
the
were you,
age
Ken?
of,
Well, I was like what, 21, pushing 22.
yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Age is
Uh-huh.
just a number.
I had
No,
strong feelings.
you're
Yes, I
fine.
did.
Yeah.
Um, well, I am your older sister. I've always been your older sister. And with that comes an air of you are young, you do not know what you are doing, and I know what I am doing, and I therefore know what you should do,
Sure.
and you should listen to me.
Especially if your name's
Um,
Amanda. Yeah.
well, um, yeah, and you had Ashton super young.
I did.
You had a big roller coaster
Oh yeah.
right after his birth, and with
Yeah. I had a lot of things going on like in my personal life and like mentally and like a lot of growing up that needed to happen, and it happened very quick. In some aspects it happened very quickly, but like it was just a lot. It was a very overwhelming time. Yes.
and your early 20s,
Yeah.
your 20s, your the entire trajectory of your life
Mhm.
is completely different than mine.
Oh yeah.
Like completely different than mine. I mean, I went kindergarten to law school, and then I got a job at a law firm, and just,
Yeah.
went on my merry way.
Yeah.
Your life has not looked like that.
No.
And me being the rule follower, and like the,
Yeah.
you do this and then you do this and then you do this.
Mhm.
It's always been difficult for me to understand when people take a different path, just
Sure.
because I feel safe
Yeah.
in the, you do this and then you do this and then you do
With
this and then
order
that's it.
and
With
structure.
order.
Yeah.
Yes, I love order.
I know.
And you took a different route, which is great. But certainly when you first said it, I was like, oh God. Like,
Yeah.
and I was in law school when
Mhm.
you were doing that. Or no, I was an
No,
attorney.
you weren't, because
I
you didn't live at home.
Yeah, no, you were
I
out.
was an attorney.
All right, you were.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I graduated law school when you were pregnant with Ash.
Correct.
So I
Yes.
was a full-on attorney at that point, and working in family law at a firm. And I definitely was utterly terrified of the legal implications. The, like, Kennedy's going to sign legal contracts, and she's going to bind herself legally.
Yeah.
And there's going to be tons of money involved, and there's going to be tons of rules and clauses and regulations on her, and
Mhm.
how is this going to affect Ashton, and how is this going to impact her relationship with mom and Mike. I don't know, it just,
Right.
there were so many unknowns,
For sure.
and it was a big decision,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and I was very nervous that you were not
Taking
thinking it through.
Correct.
Yeah,
Taking it a little bit
mentally.
more seriously. It
Yeah.
was just, I'm doing it. That's it. How do I go forth? That was it. I
Yeah.
was like, oh crap. Okay.
Even though mom's the one who was like, so you just popped out a baby.
Yeah, you can be a surrogate.
Surrogate. She's the one that told me, go do it, Kennedy. Go do it.
Well, yeah, saying that and then actually like signing a contract are different things. But
I know.
but no, I mean, right, you had exposure to it. It wasn't like you were coming into this,
Right.
Not
and
knowing
no one
anything.
you knew
Yeah.
had ever been a surrogate. Like, you,
Right.
obviously we had the experiences with mom. So
Mhm.
yeah, but I was still like, oh God, here we go.
Yeah. Well, and that last one was definitely I will say, I've said this to you multiple times, but like the last journey, and everybody knows that one. My sister played a huge role in like keeping me in check with the legalities of things, which I'm
Yeah.
really grateful for, because like when your emotions are heightened, you just want to be a biatch, like to no
Yeah.
end, and no one was there supporting me, like outside of my family, and so
Yeah.
really like you two were like the reason I like got through it for the most part, like mentally stable.
That one was rough.
Yeah. It was rough.
There was a time, Mom, I think, where it was like every day
Oh my God.
you and I were fielding phone calls, text messages, and we were
Yes.
just like, oh my God, like how do we get this baby out of her?
Yeah,
Like,
it was wild.
To the minute I walked in the delivery room, it was still so on edge that we
Yeah.
didn't know what was happening. And she hung up the phone, and I'm like, what? And boom, she just set it out. I was like, oh, okay, we're doing that. Okay, here we go. And then it was just, oh Christ, keep your cool. Keep your cool. Just get through
Yeah.
it. Just get through it.
right, you had to like physically be
Mm-hmm.
in the room, and
Ugh.
yeah.
Yeah.
The rough one. Yeah.
But aside from that, I'm trying to think. You actually met my first
met-
two IPs.
I did.
Yeah.
She went to lunch with the first ones.
I went to dinner. I went
Oh yes. After
I
she
went
was
to
born,
we
everybody
went to Olive Garden.
Yes, we went to Olive Garden. That's
That
when
was-
the first couple was here.
Did an ultrasound
then-
for them, and they wanted to come and get
then they
you
went
and
to the
baby.
mall and they got you a gift.
They did.
Yes.
They did.
Yes.
Sweetest
And
human.
then We went to, someone was here for like work,
That would be
and
the
we
first
went,
couple again.
First
that
couple
was the
again.
first couple, and
Mhm.
we went to dinner.
Pacino, I
Mhm.
think, or something.
Yes, that's
Yes,
where it
and
was.
she-
And like Brett came.
Yeah, everybody.
Well, that's Brett,
No.
because Brett got a job with him.
Because Brett
Right.
worked. Yeah.
Because Brett worked with him. I got Brett a job.
That's right. You
Yes,
introduced
yes.
them. Brett's
Yes.
own qualifications got him the job. You introduced
Yes,
Yes,
him.
okay.
yes, but
Okay,
all right.
toot your horn. Whoop, whoop.
Okay, just making sure.
but yes, I met both of those
Yeah.
couples numerous times.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. And
Mhm.
so I don't even I don't know where else to go with that, but like
Can I you
no,
were
you can't ask
older,
any questions.
obviously, with her doing the journeys, and younger, obviously, with me, and you had a really good sense of self and understanding of what was going on when I was doing it.
Mhm.
And you kind of touched on the main difference, I think, was now you're an adult seeing your adult sibling doing this, and now you're worried about contracts and the legality of it, and the money that's going to be changing hands, and is this a good thing for her, and what about her son, and maybe things are flashing in your head. Mom almost lost her life twice. Wait a minute, there's this little baby that she's got. What's happening there? So I think as an adult, you probably saw it differently and maybe had more concerns about it, which makes sense. Totally makes sense. But am I on track there? Yeah.
Well, that's a good point. I mean, I now as an adult in my mid-20s, I certainly knew everything that had happened with you in greater detail.
Yeah.
The things that I wasn't privy to when they were
Right.
actually happening because I was so young. So yes, at that point I had all the context of all three of your journeys and understood all the adult things that had happened. And so I definitely knew there were a lot of risks physically, emotionally, financially, in every way. There were so many risks. And so and I was a new attorney, and so everything was scary. Because everyone was suing everyone in my world. So I definitely was nervous for that. But I had a different perspective with Kennedy because I was older.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, I'll ask one more question on this, and then we'll go to the next chapter. But have you noticed any differences between mom's experiences and mine?
Well, I think the most like immediate obvious one is that no one's letting a surrogate transfer 3 embryos nowadays.
Yep.
It was 4.
Oh, yeah, it was 4.
Oh, 4, excuse me.
4.
No one's stuffing that many embryos in anyone. So that obviously is, the chance of multiples for you, Ken, was much less.
Much less. God.
I mean, the process was largely the same. There was no real change there. And then just every, I guess, journey was its own thing, and it was different, and like how involved the parents were or where the parents were located. So Kennedy, you had 2 international. Mom never had an international.
Right.
And then your third one, Kennedy, was down the road.
That was great.
Which mom also never had.
Right.
And
well, I had a Long Beach.
They were in Long Beach?
Third one, Long Beach.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know they were in Long Beach.
100%. Then they moved to Palm Springs.
I thought it was Palm Springs. Okay.
Yeah. That was one of my wishes for the third one. I need him close by.
Oh.
How funny. And then don't we regret it? We regretted it.
I was anticipating birthday parties, going to a birthday party, going to high school.
Right, because had the triplets been closer.
Yeah.
Oh, right. That would have been wildly different.
I was anticipating, but didn't get that.
Right.
It's okay.
Yeah, that's okay. Well, Mom and I did go to the triplets' second birthday party in Georgia.
We did.
We flew there. It was so fun.
That's kind of cool. Yeah, because how old were you at that time?
13, 14.
Okay.
Yeah.
It
was
8th grade.
And did you willingly want to go? I just remember being really jealous because me and Dad went to Alaska to go see Dad's family instead.
You did.
And we surprised them. But I just remember getting pictures of you guys going to the Coca-Cola factory museum thing. And I was so freaking jealous. To this day, I'm still jealous.
Honestly, that trip was some of my favorite memories with you, Mom, because it was just how often you and I have never taken a trip. Just the 2 of us.
Yeah.
And it was a long trip. It was a cross country trip. We got Dunkin' Donuts. We we had the steak and shake. I
Yes.
mean,
Oh my
um,
gosh.
like, and we got to
Lots
see
of
the
eating.
triplets and so much eating, and got to see the triplets, and like got to see their house and like where they lived, and like I had never been to Georgia, and just yeah, so it was a really cool trip for a lot of reasons. Yeah, but right, it would have been special to be able to have kids close by to do like
Yeah.
just drive to the birthday party. But
But then
you
I
know,
did go to their 20th birthday party and surprise them. And then I did go to one of their graduations from college. Like,
And then
so
we did reunite all of us,
on
including
TV.
Amanda, on the Jennifer Hudson show. So that was
I was there
pretty
too.
fun.
Yes.
That was a
Yes.
surprise. Yeah.
Mhm.
It's been one of those where, wow, we really did
Well,
that. I
and
can't believe it.
you
Yeah.
went to Disneyland with
Oh yeah,
them when they
Did.
Disneyland.
were,
And they did.
Right.
Their dad
they didn't
surprised
know.
with me. They didn't know I was going to be there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Minnie and Nikki had a special meet and greet with us. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
really fun.
Yeah.
No, so there's just been so much, maybe less frequent, maybe
Yeah.
less physical contact, just because of they always
The
live so far
quality
away. But like, but the
was
quality, yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
the quality. Exactly.
100%.
Um, so growing up with a woman who is so fertile, right? It's like, and just like clearly just is fine with
Okay.
pregnancy
We're
and
gonna
accept-
put that on your gravestone, Mom.
Please
So
do.
fertile.
Please do.
But I'm curious because
Yeah.
did you grow up ever thinking about like, oh, like about infertility or about fertility like issues that might arise when you want to start a family? Did that ever cross your mind, or you're like, oh, mom did it, I can do it, it's totally fine?
I had a very unrealistic expectation of
Yeah.
my own ability to have children. My mom can get pregnant so easily. She has babies for other people. And one time it was triplets, and she did all that just fine. And she has 3 kids of her own. And my sister had no problems with her pregnancies either. And she did a lot of them. And yep, the women in my family, we can have some babies. So I'm going to be just fine.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And was that the
Were you
case?
fine?
That
Yeah.
was not the case. No. So that was a rude awakening in my own
And,
world.
and we can cut it out if you want to, because I may not
Mhm.
even know the answer to this. When did you realize, oh, wait, we may need some intervention here?
January 2021 was when we've like really started trying to have a baby. And then pretty immediately, maybe immediately is the wrong word, but pretty shortly thereafter, it became obvious that like things were amiss. I was not having regular periods. It was like 70 days in between periods. Like it was a mess.
Whoa.
Wow.
Can I
And
ask? Because I
yeah.
remember growing up, I was so jealous because you got to go on the cool birth control where like you only had like a period like 3 times a year. No, like I was so jealous. I was like, I
Yeah.
want that, but it wasn't
Yeah.
working for me.
Mhm.
So did you like think maybe like that was like, is that what was happening?
I had no idea what was going on.
Oh.
I had been on birth control for a long time
Right.
because I had ovarian cysts when I was a teenager, and so I had just been on birth control and hadn't really thought about it for like a couple decades, almost at that point. And so, yeah, it was probably like 6 months into trying. I was like, this is not going swimmingly, and so then kind of I aggressively started advocating for myself because I absolutely hate the healthcare system. And
Facts.
you really do have to like
Yes.
force people to take you seriously.
Yep.
And so yeah, I kind of forced the issue and made people listen to me.
Which is,
And they did. Okay.
yeah, it's sad. It sucks that that's what we have to do, but it's
For sure.
good for you. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like seriously, because otherwise you probably just would have been
And I'm
pushed
sure your
aside for a
background
longer
as a
time.
lawyer assisted you in that process with, constructing a good argument and being very calm in delivery. Well, people
Maybe
would listen.
I certainly wasn't calm during that time a lot, but yeah, it was a rude awakening, and it was a curveball I was not expecting at all.
Yeah. Wow.
The
Yeah.
mentality of it, like your mental health with it, like
Mhm.
it I'm gonna just assume here that it took a toll. And we never knew as a family. Like that
No.
was never something
Mm-mm.
that was talked about.
No, I deliberately didn't want to share with anyone really,
Sure.
for a variety of reasons. But unfortunately, I really didn't want to share with you two, especially.
And I can only imagine why, but like as your sister, like it makes me feel sad, like knowing after
I
when you were like, "Hey,
I
I'm,"
know.
but it took us so long, and it's it makes me like want to cry now because I'm like,
But wait,
wait,
why
what?
why can you voice it? I think I know why you wouldn't have wanted to share with us, but
Well, you two, like Kennedy said, you two got pregnant
yes,
so easily and did it, for lack of a better word, professionally.
true.
Um, and you two were people's solution to infertility.
True.
True.
Okay.
And I, as someone navigating the very uncertain waters of infertility,
Yeah.
needed to find my own solution.
For
Correct.
And
sure.
I didn't, I also needed to tone down the noise. I could not handle outside
Yeah.
opinions, advice.
Yeah.
There was so much, even just the internet existing, I was
Yeah.
spiraling
Yeah.
daily.
Oh, I'm
Wow.
sure.
And so I didn't need people who actually know
Yeah.
Yeah.
about the specifics of the processes.
Right.
Had we needed to get pregnant with my son, we had to do IUI, intrauterine insemination. We had to do 2 rounds. I did have to give myself shots. Um,
Hmm.
I like a few.
Like estrogen
No,
and progesterone?
no. So I took letrozole to stimulate follicle growth.
Okay.
Okay.
I was going in. Uh, so in the first 2 weeks of my cycle, I went in for monitoring ultrasounds like 3, 4 times.
Wow.
And then they were checking the growth of the follicles to see how big they were.
Right.
And then if they weren't big enough by a certain day in the cycle, I had to give myself shots of menopur, which is like
Wow.
where people in IVF do it. And like you have to go into your bathroom and be a little like chemist and like mix the thing with the thing and shake it up. And you have to like make your
Really?
potion that you're then going to stab into your body.
Ugh.
And like you both have done injectables plenty of times.
Yeah.
And so like, yeah, that might have been nice to like get some advice on like, hey, what's the best way to do this? Or like, hey, do you have any tips, tricks
Yeah.
of the
Yeah.
trade?
Yeah.
Right.
But that would have revealed,
Right.
that would have been a bigger conversation. Just like, hey,
Right.
Amanda, why are you injecting yourself?
Yeah.
And so like having to navigate that on my own. But so I was going in for ultrasounds and then, did the insemination and then waited the 2 weeks and then it didn't work the first time. And then actually the second round, I had to come in. So it was our first year in our house
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
that we bought. It was our
Yeah.
first year hosting Thanksgiving. We were
Yes.
so amped, so excited.
Right.
Because I had always said, like when my husband and I got our own house, like we were taking Thanksgiving. Like that was our holiday.
Yeah.
And mom, you graciously ceded
Yes.
Thanksgiving.
I love it.
And so because like multiple families and everybody has in-laws, we were doing Thanksgiving on Black Friday.
Yes.
Right.
And so on actual Thanksgiving, my cycle started. And so I had to reach out to my fertility doctor and she was like, all right, we'll see you at 6:45 tomorrow morning.
Oh my gosh.
So I went to the fertility clinic at 6:45 a.m. on Black Friday, the day I was hosting my first ever Thanksgiving.
Aw.
Had my like ultrasound and she was like, okay, like go get your meds. Pharmacy didn't open till 9.
Oh
So
gosh.
I was there from 6:45 until like 9:15, 9:30.
Ugh.
Then I had to come home, cook Thanksgiving dinner,
Oh my
like
God.
do Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Without any of
And
us
that's
knowing. Yeah.
no one
None of us
knew.
knew.
No one knew anything. And coming off of this like emotional realization, this emotional blow
Yeah.
that the first round didn't work.
Yeah.
And
Right.
so now like back on the horse, let's do it again.
Yeah.
And so like that was really hard. None of you knew that. And then it was also really hard because we found out that the second round worked on I think it was December 19th or yeah, December 19th. And then they wanted me to come in for my first beta draw, the HCG on December 23rd. And then the
God.
second one to see if it doubled
On
was
Christmas?
December 25th.
Right.
So I had to go to a Kaiser that was open
Yeah.
on Christmas
Right.
before we went to my husband's family's gathering.
That's
They
right.
did
were
the
still-
blood, they did the blood draw wrong.
Oh,
So they called me 30 minutes later,
How the hell do you do a
and
blood draw wrong?
they like put it in the wrong
wrong tube.
vial,
Yeah.
the wrong tube. So they got the blood, they just put it in the wrong thing.
Mhm.
So they called me and they were like, "Hey, you got to come back." So then I have to mysteriously leave
Right,
Christmas with my in-laws.
Wow.
Like, she's like,
That's
"Amanda's got to go
ridiculous.
somewhere," and they were like,
Where's she?
"Okay."
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we hadn't told them either. Like,
Right,
no one
right.
knew what we were doing. And so dealt with that. And then all Christmas Day, we were waiting for my results to see
All-
if the HCG
Did
had
those
doubled, and no
results-
one knew.
Did those results come in while you were here or later?
No, they came in after we got home. But the entire time I was at your house, I was
Right.
like, refresh.
Phone.
And also, you kind of look, I just remember looking over at you and you were like kind of dead near the end of the night. And I was just, and you were
I
just
was
like, I just don't
exhausted.
feel good. And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, I'm so sorry. And then like, that's when mom's conspiracies started. Like,
Mhm.
and then she just kind of like kept telling me like, I think she's pregnant. Like, it could be a thing. And I was like, I don't know. Like, I don't
Well,
know. And then,
I
you know,
was.
the infamous email that she sent to herself later down the line where she's
Yeah.
like, I know she's pregnant. But that's a whole other thing. But
Yes.
That's what you
Well,
guys-
right. And, looking back, it would have been really cool. It would have been really cool to tell everyone on Christmas.
Yeah.
sure.
Like,
But that's also
pregnant.
really early.
I was days into this pregnancy. I
yeah,
mean,
that's terrifying.
like, actually, other fun fact, when I found out I was pregnant, the day I
Right.
found out was Kennedy's cookie party.
Yes. And
Oh,
what
yeah.
did we have to eat? What was
And
on the
mom
menu?
had deli sandwiches
Deli
for
meat.
everyone.
Yeah.
Deli meats.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't drink. I
Yeah.
can't have, they're going to wonder what's wrong if I'm not
Yeah.
drinking or eating deli meats.
No, you
That's
said you had
right.
a tummy issue, and I was like, oh yeah, we all have
Yeah.
those. I got it.
But yeah, so it was really, really hard to keep that under wraps. And I really hate that I felt that I had to, but also I know it was the right choice.
No,
No,
yeah,
for
I do.
sure.
For you, I do know it was the right choice.
No,
100%.
I
Yeah.
do too. I always wondered like I can't help but like wonder because like we talk to so many people like we surrogacy and infertility like are just constantly like in our daily conversations and like the thing that goes to me is like I just feel so bad that you were so alone.
Alone. Yeah.
And I
that's
know
the
that
part
so
we
many
get.
people do that for the same fears that you had.
Yes.
But like
Yeah.
being your sister, I'm just like, ah. But I do know that you told a friend, and I was like, okay, at least she had a friend. At least she had
Yeah.
someone in her corner that she can go and talk to and like kind of like walk through it all and like have her breakdowns if she needed. But like it's
Yeah.
just sad that people just that it's hard. I know it's a hard topic to talk about.
And a
it's
lot of
private.
it's you don't want to have to, if it fails, you don't want to have to deal with that again.
Right.
And like how many times, oh God, they're going to be calling and asking. And
Right.
I completely
Yep.
understand why it's kept.
Oh, for
I
sure.
completely
I didn't want people tracking my cycle,
Right.
like
Right.
counting my 2-week weight and like,
Yeah, right.
like looking at me every time I came
Yeah.
over. Like I didn't
I
want
know.
it. I wanted,
Yeah.
and I felt really cheated by the whole process because I wanted that moment to be able to surprise everyone
Yeah.
with I'm pregnant.
Yeah.
And if everyone knew I was going through infertility,
Right.
then it's like,
Not
oh, we knew
fun.
you were trying to do that. So yay. Like,
Yeah.
so I didn't want like the wind taken out of my sails to get like my big reveal moment or whatever.
Right.
So there was a lot of reasons, and it was difficult. Nearly impossible because I'm a yapper. I talk about everything, and I dissect everything, and I want to get a bunch of opinions on it. And I usually tell certainly you two most things that
Yeah.
are happening.
Yeah.
I often call one of you in real time if something is like pissing me off or going wrong. And so there were a lot of moments in that process where I was just, and that made it harder in a lot of ways because I couldn't talk to anyone. A friend texted me and told me she was pregnant, and I was like
Wow.
in the thick of
Yeah.
it. And got so upset and had, could obviously speak to my husband, but
Yeah.
was just like spiraling, and had no other way to
An
really
outlet.
have an outlet. And so my husband was like, you should just like go shopping, like go to the mall, like go somewhere like to get your mind off it. And so I did, but I tried. But that was when I backed my car into my husband's car.
Oh,
And
that's when
That
that
was
happened.
it. Oh,
Oh, what a rough time.
poor
it was
thing.
real. It's like insult to injury.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I'm already down, and now I have to call USAA and tell them that I hit my husband's car with my car and file an insurance claim. So yeah, it was
God.
it was a lot. It was a really, really rough time, and I don't wish infertility on anyone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Was there any
Yeah.
diagnosis behind your infertility struggles or no?
Yeah, I was diagnosed with PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome,
Okay.
which yeah, a lot of women have that.
Right.
And the first doctor I met was kind of like, "Oh yeah, it seems consistent with that. So you've got that." And I don't really know that she like did any specific testing or if she was just like listening to me and then was like, "I think that's what you have, so we'll move forward there." But I had a lot of testing done, and yeah, they said we were a good candidate for IUI, and obviously we were. It worked.
Yeah.
So I'm very grateful to have had access to that,
Yes.
Right.
to all the doctors, and
A lot of people don't.
it covered by insurance mostly,
Right.
Yep.
which is huge.
Huge.
Expensive
So yeah,
process.
we were very lucky to be able to do that. Now, had we needed to go to IVF,
Yes.
Yeah.
I had already resigned myself that I was going to have to tell you guys,
Okay.
Oh,
because there was no way I was going to be able to like do IVF
Yeah. True.
and keep
Sure.
that quiet.
Yeah. there you
sure. I get that. I get that.
Yeah.
But so you have a beautiful baby boy who's my first nephew by like 3
Yeah.
weeks, but still my first nephew.
Yeah, number one.
And then you went on to have a easier time getting pregnant the second time?
A wonderful surprise out of well, yeah, so after my son Bennett was born, I said I'm not going on birth control because
Right. Why?
that doesn't serve me.
Yeah.
And my husband and I said, like, great, if we get pregnant by chance, without having to try for it, without
Right.
injecting myself with medicine, and without going to multiple doctor's appointments and blah blah blah. Great, we'll take it. And so at 11 months postpartum, that is what happened.
11 months?
Yeah,
Jesus, Amanda.
I know.
Better than
You did it to
3.
yourself.
Better than 3.
Better, yeah, could have been worse, but it was a lot. It was a lot of babies in a short amount of time, which I mean, you two know that game, so
Yeah.
you just didn't raise them.
Yeah, I didn't keep them.
Yeah, no, I think that's the harder aspect of it, of having them. Whew. Yeah.
Yeah, they're still in my house. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, they're with you full time there. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
how funny.
And,
Well-
and yeah, so both pregnancies, IUI versus getting naturally pregnant, were they different in any way other than how you conceived? Did you feel the same? Were you sick? Were you?
my they were both pretty awful.
Yeah.
Oh,
My
I
second-
know.
Yeah, and you guys just
I know,
breeze
I
on
know.
through, just
Sorry.
waltzing around being pregnant, which is
Right.
great. Love that for you. But so that was also a shock to me.
Yeah.
When my pregnancy with Hallie was worse than it was with Bennett. I mean, with Hallie, Mom, you found out I was
Oh.
pregnant with Hallie because I was rushed to the ER because they thought I was having a stroke
Yes.
at 6 weeks pregnant.
A
6.5 weeks pregnant.
stroke.
Yeah. I wasn't, but I was presenting with stroke-like symptoms. And so
That girl just wanted to
Charles-
come in dramatically. That's all that is.
boy, did she. And so Charles had to call 911 and then had to call you and Mike, and we're like, hey, can you come watch Bennett because I have to go to the hospital with Amanda. And then you guys were like, why is Amanda going to the hospital?
Yeah. I'm
Right.
like, okay, just be quiet. We just learned to hold our tongues. And then when you were going to share, you were going to share. But I think you shared when you got home. You were like,
No, Charles told you guys when you
Oh,
got there.
there we
He
go.
was like, Amanda's 6.5 weeks pregnant. She's going to the ER. I have to
right.
go.
We're like,
Oh,
see ya.
God.
Yeah. And so, yeah, it's a very different story, but Hallie's was harder, and probably because I had a toddler.
Probably.
Maybe because your energy was already drained. It's draining.
Zapping my
Yeah.
my life force from me. But yeah, there was certainly no, once I was pregnant, I was pregnant. There was no like,
Yeah.
oh, this must be because of the IUI or anything.
Okay.
So yeah, got to the same place.
Right.
It's kind of like a two-parter question. So, one, do you have any advice for people that are family members or like somebody support system in the surrogacy world?
Hmm.
Hmm.
Oh,
Part
so that's
one.
part one. And then part
Okay.
two, sorry, I was like, oh, sorry. And then part two, do you have any advice for anybody who is dealing with fertility or
Oh,
infertility?
well, if someone you know and love is a surrogate or an intended parent or somehow involved in the surrogacy realm, um, I think just remembering that information is so powerful. Because yeah, when you do get met with that elementary school teacher or that friend's mom or the person on the soccer field who just doesn't get it, doesn't understand what's happening, judges it. Um, just providing information is, and that's what you guys are doing. That's what it's the whole point of this podcast. And yeah, just providing information is it's certainly not your duty to do so. It is not your duty to educate anyone, but um, that's always a good starting ground of just like learning what you can about it and then being able to share that information with other people. Also for intended parents specifically, I would say like it really does make a difference to the surrogates' existing children if you like make them feel like you care about them.
And they're part of it.
They're part of it, and you see them. It's not just like a business transaction you have with their mom. It's like their mom is helping you and you're so grateful for their mom and like you want to know about them. And also the whole point of surrogacy is your intended parents. So like hang out with the kids. Like this is your end goal, right? Is to like get some of your own. So like hang out with the kids in front of you. Because that really does it just makes it a nicer process for everyone.
Yeah.
And so easy, costs you nothing to like pay attention to the kids.
Yeah.
In terms of like advice for someone going through infertility,
Yeah. It's a hard one.
that's just whatever decision you make for yourself is the right one. If it's time to stop, it's time to stop. If you want to take a break for a cycle, take a break for a cycle. If you want to tell no one, tell no one. If you want to shout it from the rooftops, shout it from the rooftops. And however you choose to handle it is the right way, because it's yours. It's your experience alone. And as much as possible, stay off the internet because it's a scary place.
It
is a scary place.
It makes you feel very bad about yourself sometimes.
Yeah. Probably takes some of your hope away.
Yeah.
Well, and there's so many anecdotal, well, this worked for me and this happened and my numbers were this. And
yeah.
You're gonna go crazy.
And on, 9 days past ovulation, I got my faint line.
Right.
And, just like, all that.
I'm curious. Did you test for both pregnancies at home?
Yeah.
You did. Okay.
Did you ever get a faint line?
You had to with IUI.
You did. Okay.
They wouldn't do a beta unless you got a positive pregnancy test.
Oh, didn't know that. Thank you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you had to like call them.
Okay. So do you remember when you got a line?
I have the picture in my phone. It was either 9 or 10.
Okay.
Days after ovulation?
Days after ovulation, or days after like the trigger insemination.
There you go. Okay.
And then like I took it and they recommended you wait until 14, and I was like, cute.
Yeah.
Right.
That.
No one waits till 14.
No,
get real.
Like, absolutely.
Morning and night. Yes, I am.
In what world?
And afternoon.
I limited myself to first morning.
Okay.
Just the one.
Good for you.
I wanted to see the progression after 24 hours.
Okay.
But yes, I was like, it was day 9 or 10 that I was like, okay, I can test.
Okay.
And yeah, when I was pregnant, it was very clearly a lot. I did it on 3 tests.
Okay.
and it was like
As you
different
should.
brands,
Sure, for sure.
and it was very clearly aligned. But and then with Hallie,
Yeah.
it was such a whim. Like we were about to go on a trip, and I was like, maybe I
Right.
should just take one.
Because you weren't feeling good, or you thought maybe?
I was like I was like 2 or 3 days late past when I thought maybe my period would come, because who knows? I'm 11
Okay.
months postpartum. I don't know what's
Yeah.
happening.
Okay.
It's anybody's guess. But like I was going on a trip, and my husband was like, I don't know, maybe. And I was like, yeah, whatever, I'll take one. And literally just like set it on the counter and walked away because I had to get Bennett ready for school.
Yeah.
How
And
funny.
And so like Charles knew before I did, because he
Oh
was
my
in there
God.
brushing his teeth. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, no, I was like, I got to get Bennett ready, like whatever, that's there. And then I immediately went out to get more tests because I was like,
Of course.
can't trust it.
Yeah, you can't trust one. You got to take like 6 and be like, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Got it.
no. So yes, I tested for both at home, and then luckily with Bennett, I got to get like the follow-up blood test to make myself
Yeah.
Feel better.
Right.
But
Like
when
it's
you just get
sticking around.
pregnant, when you just get pregnant on your own, they like
Yeah.
really don't care. They're like,
No.
okay, see you at like 9 weeks.
Right.
Yep.
Yep.
And you're like, I'm sorry, does no one care about me? I'm
Right.
carrying life here.
Pretty much.
For
Yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
so it's
That's
just a
hilarious.
wild process. No matter how you
Yep.
come find yourself pregnant, it's a wild process.
It's the rodeo.
Yeah.
Well,
But
we're
I
super
don't, it's a
excited.
rodeo. It's a
my
rodeo.
God.
See how I brought
But,
that back?
that was a nice
I saw it.
but I don't, to answer the question on everyone's mind, I do not see a life of surrogacy for myself.
Oh, I was never gonna ask. How funny.
That's so glad
Never.
you did.
You know who I thought might take a gander at it? Is my daughter-in-law. That's who I
Yeah.
thought might take a gander at it.
I wouldn't have been surprised.
Correct. Because there was talks.
I wouldn't have been
Probably
surprised.
with you, but probably not.
You can cut it
I
out.
might cut this out, but I really don't think Brett would have been on board. Let's.
Well,
Maybe not.
Mm.
Maybe not.
your daughter-in-law is a very altruistic, kind, loving, giving person.
Very
is.
much.
And so I absolutely could see it from that perspective.
Totally.
I'm not, it's not the life for me.
I know.
I don't enjoy being pregnant, guys. I know that's
That's okay.
that's hard to hear, probably.
2 out of 3. It's all right.
Okay.
It's
That's okay.
it's just
I
it's so
can't pass
miserable.
along everything. The blue eyes,
can't
you're
pass
welcome.
along
I just can't pass
everything.
it on.
But no, I really do. It's wild to me that you guys are just like fine being pregnant, and it was just like a fine experience for you. And
Knock on wood, because like I'm not done with my pregnancy journeys. I
Yeah,
hope
that's true.
so.
That's true. But you've got enough of a sample size. But
Just need
Yeah.
that one to really suck.
You do. That's true.
that's true.
Saying.
Or you could have 2 that really suck, and then
You know.
Just like never do it again.
that's my plan.
There
Yeah.
you go.
I get you.
I'll
I
leave
do
I'll
think
leave
it would
future
have been-
pregnancies to you.
I do think it would have been fun had you gone into like surrogacy law. And I think it's kind of cool that you were kind of thinking of that. Cause like, let's get real. We all could have like worked together. Like how fun.
No, totally. And honestly, like it's something I would be totally interested in doing. It's just like such a weird, because to really be in that, you kind of have to be an entrepreneur. Like you have to have your own firm.
law firm,
Like you
right.
have to be a solo practitioner and like do it yourself.
Yeah.
I'm not an entrepreneurial spirit. Like I want to show up for my job and I want them to pay me, and then I want to like go on my PTO and like I am not a like start my own business kind of gal.
Sure.
So if there was like a surrogacy firm that like wanted to hire me, I would
There you
happily join that firm, but I don't think that exists. So
I think it exists. They have to have a couple people at their place. It can't just be them.
it can just be them.
2. Yeah. They have their own.
Maybe.
The people we've talked
There's-
to, it's like 1 or 2, and they kind of share depending on what state you're in, because you have to be barred in certain states.
Yeah,
and
Right.
That's a huge thing with
They
surrogacy
partner.
laws.
Yeah.
That's
Mhm.
true.
Yes, and
It's a big deal.
there's so much in all the states. Yeah, it's and truthfully, it's a very complex
It is.
It is.
area of the law.
It is.
But I did write a published law review article that was on surrogacy laws in different states.
Lovely.
Fun.
So
For
that was
what?
my contribution. What?
For what? For like law school?
Plug
For
that.
my law journal, for Chapman Law Review.
Excellent.
Look at you.
Okay, no one remembers anything I do.
I was probably pregnant and not really in
I
your
think I
life.
do recall that. Yeah.
100% Kennedy. That was.
Yeah. I have an excuse.
Well, you weren't yet pregnant, but
Just
I'm
elderly.
still into my life.
you're not elderly, Mom. Christ.
Fine.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Little girl
man,
with a gym
guys.
thinks otherwise. It's fine.
What did she say?
Someone
little
called
girl
Mom
with
an
the
old.
Thinks otherwise.
Someone
Oh.
called Mom an old lady recently, and it was very
Numerous
rude.
times.
I'm so sorry.
All right, well,
But
is this the end of our time? Do we have any more questions?
Might
I
be.
don't think I have any more questions. Do you, Mom?
No, I'm good. I learned a lot.
How'd I do?
You did great. This was so fun.
Yeah.
Thank you.
This was so fun. You should just come on permanently.
I'm just kidding.
I feel like I've shared my stories.
You have.
No, you're fine.
It took us 4 years to
You-
get you here, but it's okay. That's our
Be fair,
Okay,
we've
I'm
never
just-
asked.
We never did.
I'm just happy to be invited.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to hear what your brother's take on the whole thing was, because he was old. Like
You
in the
can ask him. I don't think that question should come from me.
I don't know if there
Everyone
we
was around for all of mine.
go. Mhm.
Yep.
And so,
Look-
well,
Husband wasn't, but okay.
my husband was not.
Just saying.
That's true.
Just saying.
It feels like he
That's
was.
wild to think about.
Yeah,
It
he
feels
wasn't.
like he was.
He was not.
That's
know.
wild to think about. Yeah.
He was around for this last one, but
Okay.
didn't turn into anything.
But like still was
The
around.
one that never was.
Right.
But he had to give me all my shots.
Who gave him to you before?
You, Ellen, do you
Oh,
want a
that's
cookie?
true. I did. I'm so sorry.
I didn't. Charles didn't give me any shots.
I wouldn't
You're
let my
just like
country-
mom. You guys have to be in control.
Yes, 100%.
Well, but had it had to be in the butt, I maybe just like angle wise, I might have.
Were
needed
you
help.
tummy or thigh?
It was tummy.
Tummy. Oh, tummy's easy. Yeah. Okay.
Oh God, I couldn't do it.
Oh, tummy's so easy. It
You
pisses
still
me
have
off.
to look at it going in.
You don't have to.
No. I have a video of me trying to give myself a tummy shot at the hotel when I did the transfer, and like I had to cut it down because it's 20 minutes of me talking myself into like trying to shoot myself, and the Kim's like, just give me the goddamn needle.
Shove it in you.
And then
Wow.
I freak out, so then my tummy moves and he pricks me. Oh, it was so horrible. It was horrible. Yeah.
Can't take
Nope.
her anywhere. Just kidding.
No, you can't even give yourself shots.
No, I can't. I can give myself a tequila shot. Does that count?
Okay. Completely.
Amen. Happy Friday.
Happy
Yeah.
Friday. Yes. Thank you so much. This
Thank
was
you
so
for
fun.
joining, Amanda, and giving us your
guys.
perspective. We appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. Yeah.
Cool.
Wonderful. I hope you guys have a lovely
Weekend.
Friday night, weekend ahead of you.
Absolutely.
Thanks. You too. But yeah.
Bye.
Amanda can
Thanks
go.
so much.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Love
What
you.
do I do?
You just exit.
Leave. All right, I'm leaving.
Okay, bye.
Peace out.
That was fun.
It's very interesting perspective. Very interesting.
I know.
Kind of
It's
brought
so
back a lot of
crazy.
memories. Yeah. And I
It's
didn't
just-
realize she, like, in grammar school, she was like fielding this with like teachers. And like, I probably
Yeah.
was in the moment, I'd be like, oh, yeah, whatever. And just like passed it off because I knew all these people were very judgmental. And she proved it. No, she proved that just by
I know. Twas the time.
It was agreed. And then the next one, which was only in the spectrum of thing, like a year or a year and a half,
Year and a half.
shifts in the perspection. So there you go. Yeah, that was interesting.
No, that was really fun. And it
That's
was
kinda
really interesting to hear her fertility journey. 'Cause, like,
Yeah, absolutely.
we never
there's hope out
We've
there.
never
There
sat
is.
down and talked about that.
No, we haven't. Then there's hope out there because she had to go through
Yeah.
all of that for the first one. The second one was spontaneous. It's like, huh,
Right.
what? And that
Yeah,
happens. It happens.
exactly.
So
And
there is hope, people. Just keep. I know not everybody's faithful, but just keep it. Keep your faith. Keep your hope.
Yeah, exactly. Well, thanks, Amanda. That was fun. If anybody has any questions or stories they would like to share, please feel free to reach out to us on Instagram at Stop.Sit.Surrogate, or you can email us at Stop.Sit.Surrogate@gmail.com. And this has been another episode of Stop.Sit.Surrogate with Kennedy and Ellen.
Bye, everybody.
Before we wrap up, we want to give a huge thank you to our sponsors: Northwest Surrogacy Center, New York Surrogacy Center, Paying It Forward Surrogacy. Their continued support helps us share real stories, educate our community, and connect families through the incredible journey of surrogacy. Thanks so much for tuning in to Stop.Sit.Surrogate, where every story matters and every journey is worth sharing. We'll see you next time.
If you enjoyed this podcast, be sure to give us a like and subscribe. Also, check out the link to our YouTube channel in the description. And be sure to also check out our children's book, My Mom Has Superpowers, sold on Amazon and Etsy.